All right, it's time for Overcoming Hurdles, and our first guest has turned unimaginable loss into a force for change. After losing her daughter in 2018 and then her grandson just 2 years later, Melinda Hamilton started a nonprofit to support grieving families who lost loved ones through gun violence. So today, Melinda is here to share her journey and how you can help her organization, Mothers of Murdered Angels, expand their reach. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
It is really an honor for me to talk to you, and I am so impressed and so proud of what you've been able to do by turning your tragedy into something that can really benefit others going through similar experiences. Do you mind taking me back to 2018 and tell me what happened to your daughter and then subsequently your grandson?
Yes, it was one night, a Saturday night around 11 p.m. I get a call, and my daughter and nephew called me, said, "Mama, you need to get over to the South Side." It's like, South Side? For what? And they start screaming. So she said, "Mika's been shot." So my 32-year-old daughter, Shamika, was one of the 2 out of 10 people that got shot. She was one of the 2 that got killed. And 2 years later, in 2020, after we're getting still in that situation, 2020, my daughter calls me, "Mama, Derek's been shot." This was in Arlington. 4 bullies shot my grandson in the back as he was coming home.
I can hear this collective gasp from the viewers that are watching right now. That kind of loss for a parent is simply unimaginable.
Yes, it was.
How were you able, with that amount of grief, how were you able to keep going after experiencing something like this?
Well, number one, family is important. And my concern then was my daughters and grandkids. So what we did, we got together, my daughters and some close friends. July the 2020, we started Mothers of Murdered Angels, because the things that we went through, we had to figure out some of the resources that was out there that we did not know about, or they didn't publicize it. You had to figure everything out. So that's what we were doing, figuring everything out. So after we got everything figured out, we figured to go and help other families.
Yeah, so what was the first step? Okay, so you go through this unimaginable tragedy.
Yes.
I would imagine it was even difficult to breathe, let alone thinking about turning this into something that could be helpful. But what was the first step that you took from turning this unimaginable experience into something that became a movement to help other people?
Well, our first step was to get with the funeral homes, talk to some of the pastors, and talk to some friends. And we put it all together by starting with helping them with the burial, because you see everybody goes and do GoFundMe. That's because they don't have the funding to bury their babies, you know?
Right.
You're not expecting to bury your young baby.
You don't have a plan for that.
No plan at all,
Right.
No insurance, no nothing. So our first step was the burial, to help them with the burial. And then after that, we got the resources with victims assistance. So we showed them how to do the victims assistance. And we noticed that victims assistance wasn't helping them all the way. So in 2023, Mothers of Murdered Angels, along with CSSJ, we wrote a bill, and that was passed to help the survivors with $50,000 more to relocate, to help them more.
Because in the immediate aftermath of a tragedy, you do have these things, these realities of just funeral costs that you have to deal with.
Yes.
But the problem is that even after the service is over, that grief and those challenges continue to occur. So tell me about how you were able to create this into a mission, and how would you even describe that mission today?
Well, to describe the mission was to collaborate with other organizations to get more funding. And what we do now, we go a little further than just the burial. We help them with the court. We help them get the information for the person that took your baby away. We do the counseling. We do trauma services. And right now we're also going to the schools, starting with the elementary kids, talking to them about bullying, because the bullying starts before the guns come. So now we're able to go into the schools and talk to
So you're trying to break that
Yes,
very
definitely.
destructive, deadly cycle.
Yes.
Get them when they're young.
Yes.
Talk to them about bullying so that it
Yes.
doesn't manifest into something even more violent.
Right.
I'm wondering if you could share a story with me about someone who was really positively impacted by your mission.
Yes, this happened a couple of years ago. That was in off of Las Vegas Trail. It was 4 young ladies, and each one of their kids got shot by a drive-by shooting also. Those young ladies were put out of their apartments because they couldn't get any help from the management over there. So we found them a place to stay. Each one of them had to have a different place, but the thing was, going to certain apartments, we was trying to get help for them. There's no help out there.
And so your organization is able to provide that
Yes,
resources,
we did.
not only financially, but also from an emotional standpoint, providing them that help that they need to get through this
Yes.
pain. So how can people help you help others? What can we do to participate?
Well, we have a website, momsangels.org, that they can go to and hit the donation button up there.
You are
We
certainly
we accept whatever, because anything can help another family, and we're just there for the family.
and you are doing kingdom work. Thank you so
Trying
much.
to.
We appreciate it.
Okay.
Appreciate it, Melinda.